So you see, in Malachi, it said, 1 and 4, it says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places, thus said the Most High Power of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, the border of wickedness. And the people against whom the Most High hath indignation forever. It told us in 1 Maccabees, the 1st chapter, the 9th verse, and after his death, after Alexander the Greek death, they all put crowns upon themselves as for generals. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth once they came into power. So let's look at some of the things that went down. So we know that an evil root came out of them called Antiochus Epiphanes. And so let's see what he did. Going back to 1 Maccabees, the 1st chapter. That's what he did. This is Antiochus Epiphanes. 1 Maccabees 1:21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light. Now mind you, this is before Mashiach Shai came into the earth, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. Destroyed our temple. He took also the silver and the gold, our riches, and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he made, which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. See? Massacred us and speaking very proudly. Therefore there was great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, weak, and the beauty of women was changed. The beauty of our women was changed. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, crying, weeping, wailing. And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Confusing of faces, covered with confusion. Don't know what to do. After 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute taxes unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit, all was lies. See, all was lies. That's why you believe if you want to. The Most High said in Psalms 58 and 3, Most High called them the border of wickedness. Most High said in Psalms 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, doing what? Speaking lies. So here they come speaking peace, but it was all lies. 1 Maccabees 1 and 30. And spake peaceably words unto them, but all was deceit, all was lies. And when they had given him credence, come on in, okay, it's all right, you know how people are. He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. He killed us. He came with peace, but war was in his mind. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire, burned the city down, and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children, hear this, women and children of Israel, but the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. They took the women and children. What do you think? You was able to not do whatever they wanted you to do? They took the women and children, took they captive. Therefore they killed the men and took the women and children. and possessed the cattle, took all our livestock. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation. You hear what it says? They put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. So they put wicked men, a sinful nation, in the holy city of Jerusalem. They stored it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, took everything that we had, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare, a sore trap, where it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary, evil enemy to Israel. Hear that? Remember it said, verse 9, and evils were multiplied in the earth. What were they? Verse 36, and an evil adversary to Israel, an evil enemy to Israel. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, killing us, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, had to flee out of there because of them. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her. Became strange to we the Israelites that was born in Israel, and her own children left her. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach and disgrace, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Look, so you look at this. Let me give you a lot of y'all don't know about Mashiach Yahushua, but let me give you right there what he's saying right there. Let's see from what happened there. Matthew 11 and 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. We are the kingdom of heaven. The 12 tribes of Israel say we were suffering violence. And the violent, as we just read about, the Greeks, whose name was changed to the Romans. Same people, just changed their name to the Romans. The violent, who are the violent, take it by force. He's telling you no. See, he said the violent take it by force. And you see what they did. We're going to see more of what they did. So, 1 Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. That sounds like New World Order. That all should be one people. And everyone should leave his laws. What laws did the heathen have? They tell you in Psalm 96 and 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. And everyone should leave his laws. That's us. That's talking to us, the Israelites. We the ones have the laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. What laws they have? Except for the law of the land. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. But 1/3 of the Israelites wouldn't agree to this. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. Hear that? Why? Because look what it said in verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. See? Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. See? Verse 42, verse 43, yeah. Many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. That's why I say idols, because that's what the heathens were dealing with, idolatry. and profane the Sabbath day, 7th day of the week, the Most High Sabbath day. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and to the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. That they should follow the strange laws of the land. That they should follow the strange laws of the land. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice. Ain't no atonement for no sins no more. And drink offerings in the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. So that's why you looking at what's happening right now. You ask anyone that go to church, what's the holy days of the Most High? He said, these are my feast days. Ask them that. A lot of you Israelites probably don't know. You should know that by heart. How they flow, right from the beginning of the year to the end. You should know that. If you don't, you need to find out. Just like you know Christmas and Easter and all the rest of the holidays that they have, you should know all of the Most High's holy days and the days that we said we're going to honor for getting the victory of our enemies. You should know all these days by heart. And when they come in, what's coming up next? What's coming up next? Looking for those days. Because they profaned. This is what they did, and it's till now. Say whatever you want to say. Every last Israelite should know every last holy day and the days that we say we're going to honor for the victory of our enemies. That they should follow the strange laws of the land. And that's what everybody's doing right now. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Hear that? Pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Pollute us. That's why a lot of you, I say, your brains are not washed. Your brains are polluted. Brains is polluted. Brain polluted. Pollute the holy people. That's what you are today. Thinking you Gentiles when you the children of Israel. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh, pig's flesh, right? Look how this is against the law. I mean, you tell me that they about the law? They crying about the pigs right now. If they can't chop up it and sit on the market. Most High said this concerning a pig. Leviticus 11 and 7. Leviticus 11 and 7. And the swine, though he divided the hook and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh, of this hog's flesh, of this pig flesh, shall ye not eat. And their carcass shall ye not touch. So you ain't supposed to be touching the dead pig carcass. They are unclean to you. Thus say the Most High. But what did they do? They know that we're not supposed to touch a dead pig carcass. What they do? The Greeks, Antiochus Epiphanes, 1 Maccabees 1:47, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. That they should also lead their children uncircumcised, the boys uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. Man, they was having orgies, everything you could imagine and can't think of in the temple, in the church. You know, eating swine's flesh and sacrificing. I mean, they sacrificing and they eating it. To the end, they might forget the law. And that's why people right now, you think about it, we're not under the law. They say that fervently and sincerely and really believe it. In the end, they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. So, this is what we're looking at. The border of wickedness. Go to 2 Thessalonians. Let's look up who we talking about. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. In the New Testament. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. That's what my Sheikh Shai told us. Matthew 24th chapter. Matthew the 24th chapter, he told us. He's here in the flesh. Verse 4. Mashawashai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Told us that. Here it is again. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Now he's in the Roman Empire when he said that, of Mashawashai. Paul too. Superpower of earth. Not the Greek, we're going to the Roman Empire now. Same people. Let's see. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you, nobody lie to you, by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. See, that man of sin has to be revealed. The son of perdition, right? Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sit up in the temple of the Most High, which are the children of Israel. 1 Corinthians 3:16. So you are the temple of the Most High. Children of Israel. He sit up in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Can't lie about it. Ain't no doubt about that, man. Come on. He's sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Now you look at most churches, still to this day, if they don't have this image of Caesar Borgia, the Borgia family up in the church as the Last Supper picture, he's sitting amongst the Israelites showing himself that he is the Most High, he is the Mashiach Yahushai. That's the Borgia family, Edomite family, the Borgias, who you got set up. Sitting in the temple of the Most High, they open up the Bibles and they see him. That's supposed to represent the Most High. It's in the Bible, see the Holy Bible. Sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. He is Mashiach Yahushai too. Who was a black man, but they done painted him as a white man. See, look. Look. White angels. Caesar Borgia. This is what it's saying, y'all. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. So I say, don't let nobody lie to you. Don't be deceived. It says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sit up in the temple of the Most High amongst the Israelites, showing himself that he is the Most High, and he is the Mashiach Yahushua. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. He might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way, till he be brought down. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Most High shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And when he come, he let you know, with the spirit of his mouth. What's going to come out of his mouth? What he going to use? Come out. Remember, he told you in Isaiah 47 and 3, I will not meet thee as a man. So you look at Revelation 19, he's going to destroy with the spirit of his mouth. Revelation 19:15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. This is future prophecy. That with it, with this sharp sword that come out of his mouth, he shall smite, kill the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. That's the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and almighty power Most High. Right? So, and out of his mouth, I tell you in 2 Ezra 13 and 9, I say, you get understanding through these precepts, future prophecy. That's why we read, Edom says, figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures, he's the only neighbor of the Israelites that's not giving any mercy from the Most High. 2 Ezra 13 and 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, that's the army, the navy, the marines, the air forces, of all the nations that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. Remember, he ain't coming as a man, he can meet him as a man, coming in his angelic power. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, if he said out of his mouth, he gonna smite the nations, kill the nations out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. See, prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one. Remember, with this out of his mouth come a sharp sword, he gonna smite the nations, and burn them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. Ezra said, when I saw this, I was afraid. Ooh. So there it is right there. So now, let's look at Wisdom of Solomon 6. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 1. Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, 1st verse. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, talking to the kings of the earth, learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. And that's who's in charge right now, who's ever in charge right now. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations, especially here in America. You know, America is the superpower of the earth. For power is given you of the Most High. Understand, this power is given to them of the Most High. Daniel 4:17. Daniel 4:17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living, and we the living, may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. You hear that? Set up over this world the basis of men. So that's what you're looking at. So Wisdom of Solomon the 3rd verse, the 6th chapter. For power is given you of the Most High, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels. Gonna look at everything that you do and search their counsels out, what they're saying behind scenes. So we know what's going on. So look at it says, gonna be a falling away before that man of perdition be revealed. So Romans 11:11. It's that falling away. Romans 11:11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? It's that falling away. Most High forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy. See, when we fell in 70 AD, all the nations join in with the Edomites, receive their salvation, power from authority. That's why salvation is power from authority. Most High told us what? To provoke us to jealousy. He told us in Deuteronomy 32:21. He told us this. Deuteronomy 32:21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, things that's of no value. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiasticus 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. By your vain opinions, that's the vanities that the Most High is talking about. You allow evil to come in, therefore you draw Satan to you. And you done push the Most High away for Satan, for the evil that you caused to come to you. Remember, the Most High is righteous. The only way you get evil is you draw it to you. You do something that's wrong according to the Most High. That's why I say they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not the Most High. He ain't the Most High, but yet still you're going to follow him. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy. This is payment. This is payback. This is judgment. I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Here we are. So here we are now. That's why it says. Romans 11:11, I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yeah, we fell in 70 AD. Most High forbid. But rather to their fall, we fell. The Romans came and took us down. Salvation is coming to the Gentiles to provoke them to jealousy. See, now if the fall of them, the Israelites, be the riches of the world, everybody got rich. You see what they was doing here during the time of the Greeks going into our temple, taking everything that we have. You see, they took everything. Every kingdom that came into power took from us. And so the Persian Medes, they gave it back. I say that about the Persian Medes Empire. Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, they allowed us to build a temple, and they got what the Babylonians, because they took down the Babylonian Empire, they got what Nebuchadnezzar had taken from our temple and gave it back to us. We could build our temple and have it again. But then, building it from that point on, you see what the Greeks did. Antiochus Epiphanes, when he came into power, this is generations after they came, but after Alexander, we done build up our temple again. They came in and took everything. That's why it says, now if the fall of them, verse 12, be the riches of the world, and the diminish of them, the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness. So the more they diminish us, the more they get richer. They give us money, whatever, but still they know it's going to be, all we're going to do is just give it back. They're going to get more richer and richer and richer. I mean, how much money do you get from free labor? Free slave labor. Think about it. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminish of them the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness. That's why Mashiach told us. This is what happened to us. I mean, this is no power. You ain't no power when this happened to you. Matthew 24. I mean, excuse me, it's not Matthew, it's Luke. Luke 21. It's a lot there. But he do talk about the end times there, but Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. That's what it's talking about. In Romans 11:11. You see? Ephesians 5 and 6. Ephesians 5 and 6. See, they came in. We fought with them approximately about 5 years, 65 AD to 70 AD. And Mashiach warned us. He told us it's going to happen. He said, when you see the city compassed with armies, Roman armies, know that the time of desolation is near, and flee into the mountains. That's when we're supposed to be fleeing into Africa. Some of us did. But you know, it's hard-headed Israelites. They're going to be like when there's time to flee here. It's time to make a move, or the chariots coming, you don't know what's happening. Nobody got time to explain nothing. You better be ready. You better understand. You don't listen now, you're going to listen then. Nobody got time to explain nothing. It's time to go. We leaving. Boom. You'll be left behind. Ephesians 5 and 6. For by Shema Mashiach Yahushua neither circumcision availeth anything nor uncircumcision, but faith was worketh by, excuse me, I'm in Galatians. It's a lot here, y'all. But that is true. Ephesians 5 and 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words. See, don't let nobody fool you or lie to you with vain words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. You hear that? They got all these vain, all these words to say. But they deceiving you. They don't lie to you. A lot of these preachers, they don't lie to you. Don't let no man deceive you with vain words. For because of these things, we ask about the history. Tell them to go into the Bible and show you the history. His story, you learn it in school, it's right here in the Bible. We just went to Persian Media Empire, to the Greek Empire, to the Roman Empire. We covered 3 empires in this lesson. Tell them to show it to you. Show you what happened to we as a people, the Israelites. Because Jewish people can't bring this forth unless they don't learn from us. And still, they can learn all they want to. They still not going to know the way of the Most High. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. See that? Because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience, because they're doing things contrary to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, to the point of saying we not under His law. We ain't got to follow Him. That's what they're saying. You ain't got to follow me. That's why the Most High say He's jealous. And some of you still following the same trend of the heathen. All the gods of the nations are idols. All their powers are idols. And you still following that same way. That's why you're going to be a goat. You believe in what they say. Therefore, your mindset is a goat. You ain't talking about the Most High. You ain't talking about the Most High. Only thing your conversation is about yourself as an idol. You the idol before the Most High and what somebody else saying. You better be getting close to the Most High. He the only one going to deliver us. He's going to deliver us. He going to save us. Ain't nobody making a move till He make a move. Let no man deceive you. Don't be fooled by nobody. Don't let nobody lie to you with vain words. Worthless words. Words that don't mean a damn thing. But because of these things, because they're going to have all these words to say, not according to thus say the Most High's word, His scriptures, cometh the wrath of the Most High. Hear that? Because of these things, what they saying, and what you believing in, and what you concentrating on so much, cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. You have a right to avoid them. See, for you were sometime darkness. We were sometime in ignorance, not knowing the truth. But now are ye light. By Hashem Mashiach. Now do you know. You will be shining and illuminated by keeping the laws of the Most High. Walk as children of light. You hear that? Walk as children of light. Walk as children that's keeping the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's the light. Having the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. You can't say you believe in him, you don't do what he do. 1 Timothy 4:1. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly. See, the Spirit speaking expressly that in the latter times, we're in the last days, people, some shall depart from the faith, just like we read about in the Greek Empire. What did it say? They raised up what? Wicked men that persuaded others to follow the way of the heathen. Wicked men of Israelites, wicked Israelites, as it is this day. What did it say? 1 Maccabees 1:11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Sound familiar? That's those that always take it up for the heathen. Got a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. There ain't gonna be no Israelite. I'm gonna stay right in here in this no effect, worthless religion that I'm in. And I say that sincerely because Most High didn't give us no religion. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments, and have faith in the Most High. That's what he gave us. So he said, 1 Timothy 4:1, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. You hear that? Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. That's why the Most High told us. 1 Corinthians 10:20. You look at, I'm sure I'm going through all these scriptures in the spirit, but I want you to remember this because all that we went over, you're going to see that it's all in the Apocrypha. As far as the wickedness, the border of wickedness, the evil, you're going to see it all. It's all there. We already started. took our women and children. What you think they did to them? Anything you could think of, like the Most High said, something they do in the dark, you don't want to talk about it. It's so wicked. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say, remember the people have been seduced by devils. You know, seducing spirits and devils. Listen. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, these other nations sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils. They worship devils. And not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. I'm telling you. You cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and the table of devils. So I know it's kind of hurting some of y'all. Because y'all used to doing whatever you want to do and how you want to do it and be like this world teaches you to be. And the world set up to send you straight to hell. If not, challenge me on it, according to this Bible. Make it mean something different. It's real, man. I mean, hear the word of the Most High before it's too late. We're in the last days. I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but we're in the last days. Revelation 13. I want you to hear all this because when we go back in the Apocrypha, you're going to see, wow, this sure makes sense. That's going to be the Greek Empire. Because it's between Malachi and Matthew. The Greek Empire. You're going to see it. Going into the Roman Empire. Revelation 13 and 5. There was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Which is 350 years. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against the Most High to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven, right here on this earth, and the angels. What they do, they pray to everybody what? What? I just showed you in the Bible. And they say that there I am. You can't deny this. I mean, Isaiah the 47th chapter. Isaiah 47. Verse 8. Therefore, hear thou this, thou that art given to pleasures, and that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and the widowhood. That means don't kill the men that's married, so the women are left without their men. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments, all your wickedness that you're doing. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Don't nobody see me, because the Most High long suffering, because he ain't brought to judgment yet. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Say, you know. I mean, come on. First Maccabees 3:48. And laid open the book of the law. That's the Bible. The Bible. The Holy Bible. Laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Come on. We're in the Apocrypha. Look in this Bible. Once again. Say, laid open the book of the law. That's the Bible. Wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. Let's look at some more of these images. They're all in here. See, look at this one. See? Holy Bible. See? Laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. I challenge you, show me in the Bible where the Most High looks like this. You open up this Bible, first picture you see in here. Show me any kind of scripture that this is the Most High. I mean, I have a lot of Bibles that have their pictures in it. Laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right? Look. Can't deny this. I mean, it's a picture worth 1,000 words, right? Come on now. It's just real. And I'll be wondering why. I mean, I challenge the preachers to come forth and prove that. You know, they tell you in Revelation 1:14 that he had hair of wool. Verse 50 said his feet like unto fine brass if it burned in the furnace. Very, very dark. You burn brass, it turned dark. Very dark. So, going back to Revelation 13. 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given to him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. I mean, you see what he just did to us? That already happened. Antiochus Epiphanes, what he did. And when they took us down to 70 AD, as the Romans. Same people, just changed the names. Understand this. Romulus and Remus. They were raised by a she-wolf. Those two were raised by a she-wolf. So Romulus said, we're going to name the people Romans. Remus said, nah, we're going to leave it like it is. And Romulus killed his brother, Remus. People's name Romans. Changed the names of Romans. Sound familiar? Cain and Abel. And we're going to see, as we go through this here, how, going back to Esau and Jacob. Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. To make war with the saints. And to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That's what it is. So, he made war with the saints. Who are the saints? Psalms 148:14. He made war with a certain people who are the saints. Psalms 148:14 proves who the saints are. So this so-called white man made war with the saints. He also exalted the horn, just the Most High exalted the horn, was the power of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. So the saints, so-called white man go make war with the saints, with the children of Israel, which he did, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto the Most High, near unto him. Praise ye the Most High. So this is what we're reading about. So when you go into Daniel 7:25, the same as you look at Daniel 7:21 first. I beheld, and the same horn, the same power, made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, as we just read. I mean, it's a total battle between Jacob and Esau. Always. Especially in these last days. Until, it's going to happen until the Ancient of Days, who is the Most High, came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. That's why it says in 2 Ezra 6:9, for Esau